A Prophet of Thought series exclusive.
The Prophet of Thought.
I was listening to Tommy Sotomayor the other day, and he said something on his show that, now don't get me wrong. I mean, Tommy Sotomayor, he's hard. I mean, he's definitely hard on black people, and he's hard on black women. But unfortunately, unfortunately for most black people, 99% of the things he say are absolutely true. And I'm pretty sure if you listen to any one of his shows, you know somebody who what he's saying is pertaining to. So let's just go there first. But he says something on his show a lot. He says black women are the worst stewards of children in the world. And boy, women black asses. Boy, they take offense to that. They take offense to that, boy. And let me tell you something. And it's crazy that they take offense to that. You know why? Because they are the worst stewards of children in the world. They are. Okay? Because most of them, they got all these babies. They ain't married. And that's most of them. I mean, and that's a fact. I mean, you can find that fact up by if you Google it, you'll have 50 Google pages talking about it, okay? They don't make it their business to be married before they have them. They don't make it their business to make sure that the man is in their life, most of them, okay? And a lot of them don't even know who the damn daddies is. You got the ones who got 7 and 8 babies by 7 and 8 damn guys. Okay, you got the ones who you see them at the club every Friday night. Okay, but you ask them, why was you at the parents-teacher meeting? Oh, I couldn't find a ride. Now, you couldn't find a ride to the parents-teacher meeting, but you could find a ride to the club every Friday. Okay, you got the ones who dressed up, they go out, you see them in the clubs, boy, they dressed like Queen Nefertiti, but meanwhile, the kids got on holy shoes, holy clothes, their heads are nappy, their faces are crusty. I mean, and you see this stuff, and don't get me wrong, I have no doubt in my mind that those other women who take care of their kids the right way and do the right thing, listen, I'm not talking about them. I'm not, okay? I'm not. Because I know it's not every single black woman that does that. Anybody who says it is a damn fool. But the overwhelming majority of these black women, okay? First of all, the overwhelming majority of them, like I said, ain't no damn daddies in the home. That's just a fact, okay? That itself is a problem. And you know why the daddies ain't in the home? You know why? Because these women didn't have any sexual discipline, any mental discipline, any emotional discipline, any physical discipline. So they chose these guys who weren't going to be around. Now, is that every case? Probably not. But I'm pretty sure it's probably most of the cases. Okay? And now you have these women, right? With 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 babies. Now that they've had all these babies, they want to come to you, okay? And they want you to treat them as if they are the same as they was before they had all these babies, which in itself is totally ridiculous, okay? Totally ridiculous. Because first of all, if you got 7 and 8, 9 babies, that's 7 and 8, 9 penises that you done had right off the bat. Okay, let us be clear. And all that is indicative of how many men got you pregnant. Because you got 7 babies, shoot, you might have had 70 penises. Okay, that body is probably ruined. Okay, and everything else. But you want to stand in front of me and expect me to freaking deal with you as if it was you before you had these 7 babies. Okay? Before you done dropped 7 babies out of there. Okay? And ain't no telling how many penises you had. And you want to hold that vagina up as if it's some magic box now. And trust me, sister, whatever magic it had in it, those 7 guys and those 7 babies have took some of it out of there. I don't care what you say. some of that magic that you think is down there, trust me, those 7 guys and those 7 babies have definitely reduced the amount of magic it has at this point. Now, am I saying women should have low self-esteem because they have kids, or they should have less respect for themselves because they have kids? No, that is not what I'm saying. But you can't come at a man as if you aren't used goods after you dumped out 8 babies, okay? Because you done dumped out 8 babies. I'm sorry, honey, you are used goods, especially in comparison to a woman who hasn't had any. Okay, you are used good. Now, is that woman better than you because she doesn't have kids? That's not what I'm saying. But guess what? Her body isn't as used up as yours. It's just not. It hasn't been through what yours has been through. And guess what? If you meet her, if you decided to marry her, all you take on is her. That's it. And you hear women, they quick to say, oh, I ain't looking for no daddy for my kids. I'm just looking for a man to be with me. I ain't looking for nobody to take care of my kids and all this nonsense. This is what you hear. But goddamn, you have 6 and 7 babies. If I marry you, you trying to tell me that I'm not going to be helping you take care of them? How could you say something so abruptly stupid? So something so obviously untrue and stupid. Because let me tell you something. If me and you are living in a house and you got 7, 8 babies, if I could just be giving you $1 a month, if I'm giving you $1 a month, guess what that dollar's going to? It's either going into gas in the car to ride their little asses around. It's either going towards some grocery for them to eat, towards a water bill for them to drink water and take baths, towards a light bill for them to have lights. So I don't know why a woman would say that to a man. That's the first thing to come out of their mouth. Oh, I ain't looking for nobody to be no daddy to my kids. I ain't looking for nobody to help me take care of my kids. But if he's going to get in a long-term relationship with you and eventually marry you, what the hell you going to do? You going to marry him and you and him going to live one place and you and the kids going to live somewhere else? No, he will be helping you take care of them. And anybody who says different is talking stupid. And that's the thing with freaking black women. I mean, they just talk stupid. A lot of them have a tendency to talk freaking stupid. You know why? Because they just can't admit. They just refuse to admit that they are in a predicament that makes them not the woman they was before they did whatever it is to put them in this predicament. Okay? They want to have all these instances in their life. Okay, and instead of growing from it, okay, instead of growing from those instances, they want to pretend that these instances don't exist. Okay, they want to pretend that these instances don't exist, and that it's not going to be a problem. It shouldn't be a problem for anyone. It shouldn't be a problem. If I want to date you, it shouldn't be a problem that you got 7 babies by 7 different guys. See, that's not supposed to be a problem. It shouldn't be a problem. You know, you should be dealing with me just like I'm a woman that don't got no babies or 1 baby. How can I deal with you with a woman that's only got 1 baby or no babies when you have 7? I can't deal with you like that. How am I going to deal with you like that? How? Okay? How? And these are the people who think this way. 70% of our babies are being raised by these people, the people who think like this. That's why our little girls, okay, a lot of them, they growing up to be just like them. And you know who else is growing up to be just like them? Their damn sons. Their sons are just like them. You know why? Because they grow up feeling entitled, like someone owes them something. They're emotional, okay? They have no discipline. They have no physical discipline. They have no sexual discipline. That's why these dudes run around here and they got 10 and 15 and 20 babies by 10 and 15 and 20 different girls. They don't have any sexual discipline. You know why? Because they came from a house with 8 brothers and sisters and all their daddies are different. That's not a person with sexual discipline that does that. I don't give a damn what these women say. That's not a person with sexual discipline. Okay? No emotional discipline. That's why they got all these guys in their life. No physical discipline. That's why they can't control themselves. Okay? You look at these young men, they act just like women. They're loud, they're obnoxious, okay? They're not controlled. They don't have there's nothing conservative about them. There's no modesty about them. Nothing. Because they've been trained by women who are just like that. I was listening to the radio show the other day, right? Actually, I think it was Sotomayor I was listening to the other day. And he had a girl up there, and she had 4 kids, right? And he asked her, he said, you got a son, right? He said, if you had a son and he came to you, say he was a ball player, played NFL or NBA or whatever, baseball player, and he was making $5, $6, $7 million a year. And he came to you and he said, Mom, I got these 2 women that I'm looking at that I'm liking. He said, one got 4 kids, the other one got none. What would you tell him? Do you know what that woman said? You know what she said? She said, I would tell him to follow his heart. I would tell him, follow his heart. Now, why on earth would you tell your son, okay, that's making $5 million a year, to go follow his heart? As opposed, because basically what you're saying when you say follow your heart, what you're saying is, you're not saying disregard either one of those women. What you're saying is keep the damn woman with the 4 kids into consideration. That's what you're saying. Okay, that's what you're saying. Make sure you keep the girl with the 4 kids in consideration. And why on earth would a woman that's already got 4 kids herself, why would she tell her son to go and be with somebody that's just like her ass? And the crazy thing is, these women, I think that's what they want. That's what they want from their sons. They don't want their sons to go find some woman that's successful and ain't got 5 babies by the time she's 22 like them. They don't want them to go find nobody like that. Because see, they go find somebody like that. What that does is exposes their failure. Their failure as a person, their failure as a parent. So God forbid he go out and find a woman who ain't nothing like his mama. God forbid he do that. God forbid. So I'm saying that to say this, because let me tell you something. Now, mind you, this woman is single, of course. Of course, she's a single black woman saying this shit. Of course. Now, if there's a man there, because I know my son, okay, I'm a man, and my son come to me, okay, don't even got to be my son. And let me tell you something, they don't got to be making $5 million a year. They could be making 50 grand a year. They could be making 20 grand a damn year. And they come to me, my daughter could come to me, okay, and say, Dad, I met this guy. He's got 4 kids. But there's this other guy that I like. He's got none. Who should I deal with? I'm going to say, you deal with the one with no kids so you don't have to take on all that nonsense. Because, see, that's what we say as men. Okay? Because, see, unlike women, we don't want our kids to do the same things that we did when we was younger. Okay? We try to deter them from that, even if it makes us look bad. See, women, they always trying to shield their own selves from looking bad. Okay? With the things that they say and even the damn advice that they give, they don't want to take accountability for it at all. So, I mean, at some point in time, people have to get past their own situation, do what's right, say what's right, okay? And see, black people, especially black women, they don't want to do that. If we as a people, if we can at least tell our people what's right, that's part of the problem right there. Because we are so afraid that if we tell the person something that's right, it's going to make us look bad. Because, see, we scared of that direct question coming back. We scared of somebody saying, well, Mom, you got 4 kids. See, we don't want to hear that. We don't want to answer that. Because, see, once they say that, now we got to explain the dumb damn decisions we made. Now we got to explain those. So that's why that woman would come out and say, oh, I would tell him to follow his heart. You know why she would say that? She's saying that because when she tell him to go with the girl that only got 0 kids as opposed to the woman who's got 4 kids, that means that any man that come around and may happen to have her on one edge and the woman with no kids on the other edge, she's saying that that man should pick the other girl over her ass. You understand what I'm saying? That is the crux behind that argument. That's why she'll tell him, oh, follow your heart. Because if she say, well, son, you make $5 million a year, I don't think you should be walking into no ready-made family with some woman that got 4 kids. Because see, that would be the same advice she would have to give a man who was pursuing her ass, as opposed to a woman with no kids. She would have to give him that same advice. And God forbid she give him that advice, because see, she got 4 kids, but she thinks she should be dealt with the same way a woman with no kids should be dealt with. She's the same kind of woman. Just so happens she come with 4 kids. Okay? She's a package, But see, the package ain't supposed to make a difference. It's not supposed to make a difference. And that's what women don't understand. And guess what? If you a woman and you got a bunch of damn kids, guess what? Your field is going to narrow. You can't sit around and say, if you want a man to be around, guess what you're going to have? You're going to have a man that's willing to be with you and all your kids. You can't force that on no man and tell him, oh, well, we a package. No. Shit, you a woman with 4 goddamn kids, but your ass probably should be doing is you shouldn't even be concentrating on a man. You should be trying to concentrate on making sure those kids don't grow up and be like your ass. That's what you probably should be concentrating on. If a man happened to come around, he do. And that's another thing too. Women is always looking for men as opposed to letting men find them. That's the problem. That is the problem. You got women always seeking men out, chasing them down. They're not supposed to be pursuing men. Men's supposed to be pursuing them. Shoot. Men's supposed to be pursuing them. That's a big problem too. Shoot. They wanna chase these men and think, that they're this prize, even though they use goods. They use goods. Because you use goods once you done had 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 babies. Especially if you done had these 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 babies by 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 dudes. How can you figure you're not used goods? Shoot, a man is used goods if he's done had 7 and 8 and 9 babies. He's used goods. So how the hell a woman ain't used goods? Only difference between you and a man is the man, most of his 7 kids don't live with him. Shoot. I mean, I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I guess I just don't get black people in general. And I just had to say that. I just had to express that. I had to get that off of my chest. I just had to. Prophet of Thought series. Open your minds.
The Prophet of Thought series.